All right, everybody, you know what time it is. The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons, and we thank God for those of you who have decided to join us here on the broadcast this evening. And we're very, very thankful to you. Beautiful day here in Atlanta, and we are excited about being here back on the show again. All right, we're going to get right to it here. Every time we do our sports show, you know that we like to make sure that we bring in one of the most beautiful women on sports talk radio or TV. I want to make sure Dolman is in the building. Welcome back.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, everybody.
What's going on? What's going on, Tree? Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend this weekend.
Yes, had a blessed weekend. And as you see, I'm wearing my gray. It is May, and it's Brain Cancer Awareness Month. So I just want to let everybody know, make sure that if you have any symptoms, which you can follow me on social media, we can talk about later, but headaches, dizziness, blurred vision, things like that, that you make sure you go to the doctor and you get tested and make sure they do a CAT scan or an MRI to make sure that it's not a brain tumor, because so many people have brain tumors and they do not know.
Don't know. All right, and also when we bring the queen on, we bring a champion, two-time Super Bowl champion, and in the Fort Valley State Sports Hall of Fame, the one and only Tyrone Poole is in the building. Tyrone, welcome back, sir.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? How you doing, Minister? Hello, Tree. Hope everybody's doing well.
Fantastic. Well, first of all, before we get started, we want to give a big shout out to Mr. Tyrone Poole. Tyrone is a man on the move, and I happen to be on an app called Clubhouse. And there was a wonderful, what they call a room. Basically, it's a podcast. And they have some of the biggest, best, and brightest influencers, not just influencers, billionaires, multimillionaires, and the guest speakers are what they call on stage. And as I was linked on, because the young lady had invited me, I want to give a big shout out, Miss Renee Noor. All of a sudden I heard they say, yes, we have a Super Bowl champion in the room. And I said, hold up. And they mentioned Tyrone Poole. So we want to give a big shout out to Mr. Tyrone Poole. For his appearance in our clubhouse. Tyrone, man, just kudos to you, man, and big ups, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Jonathan. Yeah, Clubhouse, it's a pretty good platform. Pretty good platform. You have a lot of great people that are doing a lot of great things. Greg Cardone, people who know of him, he's supposed to be like a real guru when it comes to real estate. You know, he talks on there. It's like people give free information, man. I'm like, from NFTs to whatever it is, to just every day how to survive. And this morning, which I have my show, Breakfast with Champions, I come on every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. And today I talked to them about 5 ways to be successful and 5 people that you have to watch out for when you become successful. So that's a real good show.
Like I said, watch out there. Well, like I said, man, I appreciate you, man. That's some good advice. And you're right. These guys, Grant Cardone is a, multi-million-dollar real estate mogul. I actually first heard of him because he's considered one of the greatest sales trainers in the world, especially in the automobile field. For years and years, it was like if you want to be a top salesperson in the automobile field, you had to go check out Grant Cardone. So, like I said, again, he's doing the same level of expertise and experience now in real estate. So yeah, man, you were some heavy hitters, bro. No doubt about it. No
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Get some of them guys come on the show. What about that?
Now, how about that? We would love to have that. Speaking of the show, let's see what some of the topics are tonight on the Real Talk Sports Show. There's our topics right there. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. Of course, the Braves look like they finally have righted the ship. They are back in business and just 2 games under 500. We'll talk about a little bit their big weekend. Also want to talk about the NBA playoffs. I know you guys been watching it. Is it getting too physical, too dirty? And what do you guys think now? Because once again, people are making a comparison between Luka, Trey, and Jay Morant. Who are you taking? Trade rumors: Hawks are searching for a big man. Rudy Gobert and DeAndre Ayton are the targets. John Collins and DeAndre Hunter have been mentioned in trade talks. And of course, in just a few minutes, we're going to have Jonesboro Tuesday recap of the first week of spring practice for Jonesboro High School. And D. Orlando Ledbetter will be back talking to us about the Falcons, and the Falcons get ready for OTAs and rookie mini camp. Tyrone Poole, you know all about that, sir. So we're going to kind of tap into your knowledge of how you experienced that the very first time going through your NFL experience, and then also maybe a little bit about the quote unquote the way it's done with those fellows up north from where I was from, the New England Patriots. So we'll talk about all of that. First of all, guys, what do you think about the NBA playoffs so far? Tree, which series have kind of grabbed you to say, man, this is much watched TV?
Every single one of them. The one thing that I love about the playoffs is that every single game is very competitive. I mean, there's some serious basketball being played. And so, yes, every single game is a much watch.
Tyrone, how about you? Has there been any particular series that kind of grabbed you more than the other ones?
Really the Heat and the Sixers. But there are some things happening with that. With Jay Morant. He's doubtful for the remainder of the playoffs, so that series is going to actually change a little bit. But always keeping up with Chris Paul. Right now, I think they are in my book, the leading go-getter to get to the finals. Man, I just think but they're struggling as well. So you mentioned the physicality, the physicalness. It's a lot of I guess Detroit Pistons style of basketball.
Detroit basketball.
Why'd you mention that?
I have a problem with that, Tyrone. We were physical, but we weren't trying to hurt people. Because that's what people have been saying, and not saying that these guys have been trying to hurt people, but that's what some people are saying. And the Detroit Pistons, we were physical, but we weren't trying to end careers and take people out.
Tree. Now, you were very young, so you don't remember the Bad Boys. You were just a little young child.
I do remember the Bad Boys because I watched them, and I wasn't that young.
They was dirty. Them boys
they were not dirty.
They put against my Celtics. They were dirty. They tackled okay.
We hated the Celtics, but we weren't dirty. We were just very physical.
Wow.
And then they got mad when we didn't shake hands after we lost. And they were like, let's leave the court. They still talk about that, which was wrong. But again, you can put on shades. I watched the Bad Boys, and I don't remember us trying to hurt people. Now, yes, we were very physical, and we wanted you to know you're not coming in this lane, and, we going to make you feel it after the game. But it wasn't like trying to end careers.
Wow. Okay.
You said they tackled Larry Bird, huh?
I've seen a couple of
right
collars and
we lost him. There you go. Ahead. You saw some horse collars.
Okay,
he saw it.
They grab you around the neck and slam you to the floor. Come on now. Come on.
Oh, well, I don't remember seeing that. But because I will tell you this, I'm a very honest person. I love my Pistons, but I keep it real. So if I had a remembered seeing those things, I definitely would say it. I'm not going to defend somebody when they do wrong.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I stand corrected because I don't remember seeing them grab people by their necks when they're going into the lane and throwing them to the floor. So I do my apologies. That is dirty.
Bill Lambier.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that clip of Bill Lambier because he was a known brawler. I mean, a known brawler, and he did slam Larry Bird down with a horse tackle, ridiculous tackle. Yup, he was a bad man.
And this was during play or after play?
No, this was actually during the game.
No, I'm not saying during the game. I'm saying, was it during the play or was it after a whistle was blown and after play?
Oh, they did everything.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, they did some of everything. Rick Mahorn, Bill Lambier, Dennis Rodman. Oh, those were the boys right there. You like, hey, we're not gonna drive to do a layup. We're gonna take that jumper.
Yeah, they were
tough. Yeah, I agree. But I want to know, Jonathan, was it during the play or after play?
It was during the play, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get the video here. I can't find it on video.
That's not good. I would because we did used to fight, not fight, but So I wasn't sure if it was after a play and he went to, knock him down. That's what I was asking.
I'm gonna try to see if I can share this screen here so y'all can see this because this is. Let's see what we got here.
And actually, Michael said that's the toughness of the Pistons actually prepared him, made him go get in the weight room.
I remember him saying that. He said he didn't like playing the Pistons.
No. Yeah, he was a known. I mean, he was bad news. I mean, he was just a brawler. I mean, the guy was just a brawler. I'm trying to get this up on the screen so you guys can see this here. Let's see if we can get it here.
Yeah. Well, you knew you weren't going to get any easy layups.
Yeah, he was, like I said, he was just a brawler. Anyway, we can't get it. I was hoping to be able to get it on screen, but I can't. I'm having all kinds of problems getting it here. Well, listen, guys, it is. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to try to bring it on. Of course, it's Tuesday, Jonesboro Tuesday. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Keep it locked right here for more. Please don't go nowhere. Thank you. We'll be right back. I think we'll be right back. There we go.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net. The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice.
All right, guys, we're back here with the Real Talk Sports Show. Right next to me is the Queen, Miss Tree Dolman, and right beneath me is Mr. Tyrone Poole. Join us here, our Super Bowl champion. So we're excited for all you guys that, again, have joined us here. Of course, as you know, every second Tuesday of the month, we make this Jonesboro Tuesday. And I believe we have some of the folks here from Jonesboro in the building. We'll try to scroll down and see if we can get. Number one, he is the ultimate, I like to call him the social media man of all high school football. Coach Serp's in the building. Coach, welcome back, sir.
How everybody doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. We're doing great. And I see down at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to scroll up here. And we have Mr. Devin Rainey in the building. Young man, welcome to our show.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Well, Coach, talk to us, man. It started. I can't believe we're already here. High school football is back. Spring practice. Talk to us a little bit about what's been going on so far.
Everything's been going good. This is our third day. We started last Thursday. Guys got after it today a little bit. Everything's been going good, going in the right direction.
Well, we got the big man himself, the head man of the program, I believe, is with us now. Coach Timothy Floyd is in the building. Coach, welcome back.
Hey, thank you. Thank you again for having us.
Hey, man, it's great to see you guys out here. So I'm sure that the rest of the Real Talk Sports team may have some questions. Tyron, I'll let you go first. What do you think about these guys getting back after it? And what do you think that Jonesboro needs to do to kind of make it happen again from this year back to the playoffs?
Basically, I know the kids are, happy. I could just say I remember my days of high school football, even though I only played 1.5 years of high school football, believe it or not, and still was able to get to my ultimate dream. But the times that I did step out there for spring practice, it was just a joy. So I know the coaches are happy, and but for Rainey, talk a little bit about, is there like a learning curve? How do you prepare yourself for spring? And then what are you going to do after spring practice to carry yourself into preparation for the season?
For spring, for me, it's not really a learning curve because I was here last year. I kind of remember everything. But after spring practice, to stay ready for the season, just keep working out all the way through the summer. I'm going to some camps too, so that'll help.
Yeah, and speaking of camps, like, do you have a particular trainer that you work with, or how do you prepare yourself during the times when you're not?
I work with my position coach, Coach Dumbo. He does tiptoe training, and he's pretty good.
How's your diet? What does your diet look like? Tell me what does a typical day of eating? This is very important because your body is your business. And if you want to go to the highest level, not only do you have to be mentally prepared, but you got to keep your body physically prepared, because football is a bruising sport. And the more you have your body healthy, the quicker your body can return from injury. So what does a typical eating habit look like for a player named Devin Rainey? What does it look like? Tell us about it.
My diet could be better. On an average day, I do eat a lot of snacks because I don't like school lunch, so I do eat a lot of snacks. But when I get home, my mom always have a good cooked meal for me, so that's pretty much how I eat.
Hey, Tyrone, as soon as you said that, Malcolm Simmons, I think it's my cousin, because I'm a Simmons too. I think he started laughing. All right, Malcolm, how about your diet? Because you look like you ready to run off the screen. What's going on?
It's basically the same thing. I don't eat school food. I basically eat snacks, drink Gatorade, water throughout the day. When I get home, pretty much the same thing. I cook meal ready. That's like.
Tree, what you think? I mean, how can we help? Coach, do we need to send a letter to the school cooks or something? Man?
I have never heard of this, and both the players, I don't understand how you can just snack throughout the day and eat when you go home. Like, I don't know. Wow. Do you guys eat breakfast at least?
No.
Oh my goodness. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And that is really so true, because especially when you're at school and you're working out and you're practicing in the weight room, you need that energy from food so that you can produce better. So snacks is not going to give you the energy and everything that you need, but I'm not going to bore you with that. But just really think about that, because your body needs that food. So even if you don't like the food at school, bring us, your own lunch or something. But it's very important that you guys eat lunch or breakfast, preferably both.
You guys know why they call it breakfast? You guys know? Do you know, Rainey? Do you know, Simmons, why they call it breakfast?
No.
Okay. Now this is going to turn into knowledge that's going to help you guys, okay? The reason why they call it breakfast is because the time, it's not about the eggs and bacon and all that, okay? The reason why they call it breakfast, break fast, breakfast, break fast. When you go to bed at night, your body has not taken in no liquids and no foods. So when you wake up in the morning, you break the fast. That's why they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You don't have to eat eggs and waffles, and you can eat spaghetti. You need to put food in your stomach to give yourself energy. Traditionally, we have been told you got to have eggs, you got to have grits, you got to have toast. That's tradition, but actually the word breakfast is break fast. So when you don't eat breakfast, you do your body more harm than you do good. So even if you guys get up and you make sure you drink some water because your body has gone whatever hours of sleep. If you're getting 8 hours of sleep, your body has gone 8 hours without fluids. Your body has gone 8 hours without food. So it's very imperative that you guys break the fast. Okay, break fast. So that's a little bit of knowledge for you guys.
Appreciate it.
Even if you grab some yogurt and granola, bananas, something, a muffin, a bagel, something.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't think none of these young boys looking about no granola and no yogurt. I'm being real. I think they look like what? Now, but here's why. Because we want to see more of this. Let's take a look at this clip from Jonesboro last year. You know I had to show a highlight for my namesake Simmons. You know I had to show a little the little roll out there from number 7, Mr. Chad Garner found young Malcolm in the end zone. But yeah, you know, we want to stay with you guys because first of all, you guys had a great season last year. I know you wanted to go further into the playoffs, but Coach, talk to us a little bit too. Did they change your classification again this year?
Yep, we are moving up to 6A.
Now tell people what that means when you move from one class size, you know, to another. Because you guys were 5A, now you're 6A. Just let people know and maybe tell them a little bit about some of the programs that you're gonna find in 6A.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you our journey started at 4A. Then we moved from 4A to 6A to 5A back to 6A, you know, based on the school population. And, you know, I still say we're not a 6A. We don't have 6A numbers, but, you know, we got the mindset, you know, we're going to line down and play whoever we have to play. But it's going to be some of the top programs in the state. I really haven't looked at, you know, the 6A class yet, except for the guys in our region, which will include, you know, Lovejoy, Woodward Academy also moved up to 6A with us. We were in the same region last year.
Yeah.
And I think Alcovey, just to name a few, all of those are playoff teams from last year. So it's going to be challenging, but you know, it is football, and we're going to line down and play because we love the game of football. We're going to line down and play whoever it is.
And we have some other breaking news. I guess now the stadium sharing is now down to 2. My understanding is they have a brand new stadium that they're building, and now Morrow and Forest Park are going to shift their home games over there, which means that you guys will have basically the stadium along with Mount Zion to yourself. So I know that's got to be funny having the 2 arch rivals sharing the stadium, huh?
I like it because we won't have those Thursday games anymore, but we do have a Saturday game. And, you know, we feel like it is our stadium, even though they named it Hines Ward Field. I mean, he deserved it, but it is, you know, home of the Cardinals. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it should be pretty good. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it out here right now. For anybody watching this, parents especially, if you have a high school student, or if you have a college student, they've always wanted to get involved with more sports. We need some help because we are the Clayton County, at least in this region, for those 4 teams, we do the live stream. And we do know that there are going to be some weeks where there's going to be games played at both stadiums. Now, I'm a bad man, but I can't split myself in 2. So please, if you have a youngster, young person, male or female, say, look, I've always wanted to run a camera. I've always wanted to get more involved with sports broadcasting. Please have them hit me up. You can find me at 678 410-9833. I'll try to get it on the screen for you so you guys can take a look at it. Please hit me up on realtalksports.net, Simmons at realtalksports.net. We'd love to have you, you know, be a part of us. Tree, any more advice for these young men? Because you kind of got them with their eating habits.
Well, I just, you know, I know how important, like what Tyrone was saying, what we put in our bodies, it really does. At the time, I didn't really think about it. I used to go to Burger King, McDonald's, and get a shake every day, and Big Mac meals, supersized, and all types of things like that. So it was not until I got into college where I really started learning how to eat right and eating healthier. And you really do see a difference in your performance. So that's why when they were just saying that they were snacking, it was just, oh my goodness, like you need some type of food in your body, and you will see the difference in your performance. It's just like when you're not drinking water is very important, especially for athletes, because when we're sweating and working out, we're getting rid of those fluids. And so you feel that difference when you're hydrated as opposed to when you're not. So my advice would just be to please, 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 like Tyrone said, it does not have to be breakfast food. Even if you eat pizza or something, whatever, just please put some food in your bodies throughout the day. And it's especially for breakfast. Most important meal of the day. And I wish you both, and well, actually all of you, but the two players, so much success watching the NFL draft. I don't know about for you two, but for me, was that I took too long?
No, you're good. Yeah, we do have to go to a break, but not yet. We still got another minute and a half. You're good. That's no warning. Ding,
But
ding.
no, I just watching the draft was just very motivational for me, and I hope that it was also motivational for you all, just to let you know that I don't know if your dream is to play in the NFL, but you're sitting right here with Tyrone, who's a two-time NFL champion, which is very difficult to do, and he played multiple years in the NFL. So if that's your goal, just make sure that you guys continue to work hard. You can get to wherever you want to be in life, and dreams do come true with hard work and dedication.
Yeah, Tyrone, you played right down the road, right, from these young men in high school?
Yeah, LaGrange. We used to, come up and add stats whenever we played Jonesboro, Clayton County. It was a stat game. I just joking. No, but seriously, though, LaGrange, we had a real good program there. But no, like I said, you guys are right where I used to be. And just like Tree is saying, I can't emphasize it enough. You guys can't get it from that point, understand it from this point. From a standpoint, if you want to go to the highest level in professional sports, okay, you got to take care of your body. This is where you guys going to find out the cream rises to the top. So if you don't take care of business now, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen later. So think about it in a business world. Talking about degrees, okay? In order to be a CEO, you're not going to be a CEO. A company's not going to hire you to be a COO to run their company if you just got a bachelor, okay? You got to go get your doctorate. You got to go get a highest that you can get. So you got to treat your mind that way. You got to treat your body the same way. If you don't put the right stuff and the great stuff in your body, then you can't, guys. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Okay, just like my college coach used to say, son, he's HE double hockey sticks, as they would say. You're fooling yourself. So I'm telling you guys right now, I'm not sitting here trying to pat you on the back. I'm telling you straight up, like I'm telling my own son. If you ain't doing the right things, you're fooling yourself. That's just straight up. I love you guys. I want you guys to be the best, but you also got to know what's real as well. Take care of yourself. You give yourself an opportunity. All right. Don't shortchange yourself, guys. Come on.
I'm glad you all got on them about that eating habit. I hope the other guys out there listening to this also.
Well, yeah, because I think it's great. First of all, these young men take time out because what people don't know is they practice from 4:30 to 7. So they're at school all day. They practice and they take the time out to come on the show. So we appreciate that. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you guys on, not just so that your parents can see you and you guys can get used to talking to the media, because as you go on in college, the better you play, the more you're going to have somebody like me sticking a mic in front of your face. So the more you can kind of get used to it, being in front of the camera. They're doing more Zoom type interviews now. So we want to let you guys get exposed to that. But more importantly, bringing a guy like Tyrone on that, like you said, this is not like this is a real dude. This is a guy that basically went to LaGrange High School, half an hour down the road. He played against some of the same guys in terms of schools that you're playing against now. Went to HBCU. So not like he went to, Michigan State or Georgia. He went to Fort Valley State. But yet he was able to play well enough that he was drafted in the first round. Ran track, played football. Matter of fact, ran track so well in distant football. They actually used to have a meet named after him. So when what he's telling you is not to scold you guys and say you guys can't play the way I played. He's just trying to say, hey man, if y'all do this, if I did it, you could do it. You know, because I mean, Tyrone, what was your stats in high school as far as height and weight? What were you at that time?
Actually, the biggest thing is I didn't play the position I played in the NFL in high school. That's the other thing, guys. I was a running back in high school, but when I got to college, had a coach that had a good eye for talent, and they converted me to a defensive back. Never played defensive back in my whole life of playing football.
Ooh.
So,
and Tyrone, weren't you North Carolina's first ever pick for defense?
Yeah, all that stuff, all that stuff. Yeah, praise be to God, guys. But like I say, the thing, in order to be the best, just like Tree say, if somebody's going to come after you, guys, where's my paper, man? I got to tell you, I do a show.
Got Tyrone fired up now.
Yeah, every Tuesday. I just want to read this to you guys, okay? All right. I do a show every Tuesday on Breakfast with Champion on Clubhouse. My 10 rules to success. All right. This is the one I'm going to leave you guys, okay? Become a person of value. Become a person of value, okay? Even to the college scouts, you got to become a person of value in high school, guys. Now, what did that mean? That means you have to be focused on developing yourself mentally and physically and spiritually. Focus on self-improvement. The more valuable you make yourself, the more you attract people. And if you become valuable to the world, to the college scouts, they will pay you, give you a scholarship just to be yourself, man. So I'm telling you, if you ain't doing the right thing, HE, double hockey sticks, you fooling yourself.
Yeah, man, I just want to encourage you guys. That's really the bottom line, man. Go ahead, Coach. Yep, that's it. This is just a little encouragement, man, and just again to remind you that a lot of guys, and listen, whether you play in the league or not, it's kind of irrelevant. Main thing we just trying to encourage you to do is be the best young man you can be, because the time go quick. I know you're thinking, hey man, to be OG like me, you got ways to go. It's true, but man, them years start rolling after a while. You get past about 25, 30, like dang, I'm getting old. So you want to kind of put the time in now and do what you can do. And like you said, it's been right at North Clayton or Marlo Herrera. I mean, he was just like you guys. He was on my program when he was a junior in high school. And he went and played for Georgia, played in the league for a while, and he said, hey, man, I remember coming on your show. So, I mean, you just never know, man. Just take some of the stuff that people are trying to, impart that wisdom. They dropping that knowledge. Just, package it up, man, and do what you have to do, because you don't know how far you can go until you're there. So we appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and get it on the screen so people can follow you. Where's Coach Syrup? Are you still out here? Coach Syrup, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right,
I'm right here.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Help us out here. This is social media. Bam, there it goes.
Yes, sir.
Break it down for us, Coach. How they can find you? Go on, tell them.
You can follow us on Instagram, JHS Cardinal Football.
Say it.
Also on Twitter, JHS Cardinal FB.
Say it again. That's how we do it right there. Jonesboro High School Football is Jonesboro Tuesday. Gentlemen, we appreciate you again, guys. Follow these guys on social media, JHS Cardinal Football on Instagram or JHS Cardinal Football on Twitter. Gentlemen.
He forgot Facebook. That's where my crowd hang out. Yeah.
Hey, that's my crowd too. Don't feel bad.
Oh, Facebook at Jonesboro High.
Keep it going, Coach Floyd. That mindset, man. Keep pumping it. Keep pumping it. Keep pumping it. I like that mindset.
That's right.
You know how it is. Good job, guys.
All right, guys. Good job. Until next time. God bless you. See you guys again. All right, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to shift to talk. Well, we got to talk some football. All right, guys. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Don't go nowhere.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
All right, before we get into some football talk really quickly here, as you see right next to me now, we kind of shifted around a little bit. We're going to talk a little Braves baseball really quickly. We're also going to talk just for a hot minute about this whole I think did we talk about the trade rumors with the Hawks, about them maybe?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that too. All right, the Braves. I talked to Braves fans that Tyrone ready to fall off of the edge of the building. Oh, the Braves, they're not going to repeat. I said, look, man, they had no spring training. Okay, let's get these guys a chance to get together. They don't have Ron Acuna right yet, so let's wait. And what have we seen, Tyrone? Your favorite thing in that 10-game span? I believe the Braves have been, I think, either 6-4 or 7-3 in their last 10 games. Talk to us a little bit about what you've seen with the Bravos.
Just taking some of my notes here. I want to start with last year's comparison to this year's comparison. The first 30 games, which this is where the Braves are. They are at the 30-game mark, not counting tonight's game. But the past 30 games in 2021, the Braves from a run standpoint, right? From a run standpoint. In 2021, the first 30 games, they scored 49 runs. They gave up 51 runs. Okay. 2022, the first 30 games, the Braves have scored 43 runs and given up 35. So really, when you look at like what I'm seeing, it seems like the pitching, like they're trying to find some type of groove there. They're still able to put up points, probably not as many points as they did 30 games into the season last year as this year, but they are doing well. The last 10 games, as Jonathan alluded to, the last 10 games from 2022 back, they 5-5. They're 5-5. Okay. The last 10 games last year at this point, 30-game mark, they were 5-5. They actually had a little bit of losing streak there where they lost about 4 games straight. So right now, where I see the Braves are still sitting where they were last year. So I think last year's a good benchmark to look at where they are and what they're able to do. Yeah, they split with the Mets 2-2, the Brewers 2-1, but they're scoring points. That's what I like. And the pitching, I believe, is getting a little bit better. So I think the Braves are right on point. Barring injuries, I think the Braves should have a great opportunity. So fans, sit, be relaxed, go get the hot dogs, drink your beer, and have fun.
Yeah, so look at the Braves. The biggest thing that everybody's run into across the major leagues as far as the run scoring is they say they've been tampering with the ball. And Tyrone, and Tree, too, even in volleyball, if they adjust, pressure, things like that to that ball, it's going to do different things. And so that's what's happening in baseball. Home runs are down, scoring is down. But the big thing that's been scary about the Braves is that their strikeout rate has been incredible. Austin Riley struck out 34 times already. Matt Olson, their other big bat, struck out 25 times. Marcell Ozuna 23 times. Ozzie Albies 22 times as well. But what the Braves do have, and Tyrone, you know about this, and Tree, you too, it makes a difference when your team has depth. When there's no easy out, there's nobody can say we can pick on that person. No. And the Braves lineup is stout. If you look at it, you got Austin Riley, an all-star. Ozzie Albies, an all-star. Matt Olson, an all-star. Ronald Acuna, an all-star. Adam Duvall, all-star. He was one amongst the league leaders in home runs last year. Dansby Swanson, a guy who's been on the come-up, a hometown hero. So this team is packed. So 1 through 9, there's no easy outs with this team. So I look for the Braves to get back. I think they're going to repeat, me personally. That's it. Let's go. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was just going to say, I think a lot of people also are forgetting that the Major League Baseball was on strike. So they missed a lot of practice time together and things that they would have normally been doing. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure the players individually were working on their games, but that does make a difference in what we're seeing in the season as well, in my opinion. And Tyrone, you know that as an athlete, we have our routines that we go through and we get used to certain things. And that's the way that we prepare. Yes, you can still overcome those things. But I do think that that's part of what we're seeing going on with Major League Baseball right now is the time that was lost.
Yeah, that's why with Charlie Morton. Everybody was complaining about him. Oh, Charlie Morton. But yeah, okay, the guy had no spring training. He's like 38. So he had a couple of rough starts, but Tyrone, as you mentioned, in that the split, and more importantly against the season when they won the series against the Milwaukee Brewers, Charlie Morton 5 innings, 5 2/3, and 5 strikeouts. I will let Todd pop on here real quick. He says sorry he's late. He says feeding the homeless. He said the word is on the street the homeless. The Braves sucks, no repeat. And he said he's got to go because he's going on TV. All right, well, tell us where you're at, Todd, and we'll be able to see you.
Keep up the great work, Todd. I love that you're helping others.
That's right. But what?
And also, to make the fans feel a little bit better, it's just a long season. Now, if I'm a baseball player, really, yeah, you just want a couple of games for, for the season to start. Unlike football, football's a shorter season. So preseason is very, very important. But baseball, these guys got 162 games, people.
Yeah,
that's a long season. And you really want to get hot. I think baseball is kind of like track and field. You don't want to peak in the beginning of the season. You want to, keep your rhythm, but you really want to hit that stride, like they say about Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. That's when you want everything to click. Just like in track and field, you want to hit your stride towards the end of the season, not the beginning. So, I think the Braves going to be good. It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, people need to slow the roll, man. They need to slow the roll. I mean, we'll be all right. Braves will be fine. And I think they're going to take care of their business. All right, let's shift really quickly to Hawks before we get into football. There's a lot of rumbling, and I've asked this question. We've talked about this repeatedly about the Hawks really lacking a big man, because it seems to me that the game shifted from what it was a couple of years ago when Golden State was a dominant team. It was really more about, speed, quickness, and great outside shooting. It looks like now teams are stack loading and going more to traditional old school WNBA, old school NBA, where you got a dominant big man, either for defense, offense, or for both. So what do you guys think, Tree, you first, about the Hawks needing a big man? And should they be going after somebody like Rudy Gobert, who's not necessarily a really good scorer, got benched in the playoffs a couple of times, or DeAndre Ayton, who, same thing, the Suns don't seem to be using him correctly? What do you think?
Well, I'm sorry, I was laughing when you were talking about Rudy Gobert. You know me, I played the 4 and the 5, so I know the importance of the center. We do know that with the NBA now, a lot of teams are going smaller and not really utilizing the big man and acting like they don't really need a big man. I think that every team needs a great big man. You need a person who is going to be down there protecting the paint. And then we know that with Rudy Gobert in Utah, at one point, they were running that pick and roll, and he was scoring a ton of points off of it. Not just that, he's been the defensive player of the NBA 3 times since he's been here. I do think that he can get a little tougher, but if we could get Rudy Gobert, I would love that. I think he's one of my favorite big men in the league. He makes his presence known. And of course, with great coaching, you can always instill. And I think that he would work well with our system, with Trae Young and the things that we do here with the Hawks. Aiden is also another good option. Now, we all know that I don't want John Collins to leave, but I understand the Hawks have to do what they have to do. But if we do get another big man, or as you would say, one big true center, I'm all for that.
Tyrone, what do you think? You think they should get bigger, or you think they should kind of leave the team alone and just kind of improve on what they have?
I'm going to read off a few stats here about the Atlanta Hawks in their 2022 campaign. And then I'm going to compare them to a team that I think we all feel like is a pretty good team. That's the Phoenix Suns. Okay, when you look at the points per game, the Hawks were 6th overall in the NBA. So we know they can score some points, okay? Basically, the fast break points, they're like, kind of towards the back end, 30th, so they can pick that up. But what I want to focus on, you talk about the big man, points in the paint. They were 23. Now, I want to take a look at a team that, again, I feel like it's a pretty good team, the Phoenix Suns. Points per game, Phoenix Suns, 5. Okay, 5 overall. All right. Points in the paint, 5. So points in the paint, that only comes from either great offensive scheming by the coach, or you got some big, powerful people who are able to move some people around. Like in football, they call them offensive linemen and defensive linemen earth movers. Well, in the paint, you need some earth movers, people who can get that ball, lower that shoulder, and put it into the rim, put it inside the hole, whatever you want to call it, but score. So I think a big man would help because you can't get to the championship being 23rd in the paint. That's where the rebounds, you can get a lot of easy points, offensive rebounds, and also getting defensive rebounds. So the paint is very still vital in the NBA. So yeah, you can shoot it from the outside. Yeah, they're scoring a lot of points, but to get those second shots, those third shots, and to get those easy shots, those low percentage shots, which the closer you get to the rim, that's a high percentage. You're actually going to make it. So a big man would probably help out a lot more. So again, points in the paint, I think is very valuable.
Of course, the other rumor is that the Hawks might go in the other direction, saying they need a lot more scoring, another person that can give them the ability to score off the dribble. So there's been some rumblings also, again, out of Utah. Donovan Mitchell has said that if he gets traded, the two teams that he's most looking at are the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I'm not sure if that'd be a good fit because he's not that much taller than Trey. Can he score? He can score 25 points a game, and he is a guy that feels going to the paint. So we're going to see, what these Hawks do. I think that, to me, and I'll go back to what I've said previously, I think the Hawks have a very good team. I think that Coach Nate, as much as the guy wins a lot of games in the regular season, as much as he brought the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, I think he's going to have to kind of expand himself, play the younger guys more. I know Tree always says, well, what they do in practice, I don't know about all that. All I know, they should play these talented guys more. Because I think they can
practice
fill
is
some
where you
holes.
earn your playing time. Just so you know, Jonathan.
And sometimes too, guys, check this out. It depends on what type of offense you try to run. You can run big, you can run small, but here are some stats that just tell the tail of the tape, like in boxing, the tail of the tape. Defensively, in the third quarter, the Hawks are not doing so well, man.
Terrible.
They're like they come. It's like it's like they lose the magic, in the first and the second quarter. Then they come to third quarter, teams get up on them, and now they're trying to play from behind. It takes you all out of your character. So I think if they just fix a few things here and there and keep the momentum, I don't know what they do when they go into the locker room. Maybe they suck it down too many oranges. I don't know. And come out with full belly and I don't know, something. But I just think if you look at it, well, that's what they feed us. I'm pretty sure you don't want to eat too much, but they do give you oranges.
Yeah.
But it's a little joke.
Oranges are good, especially when you're working out.
Yeah, it's a little joke. But really, the Hawks, the third quarter has been their nemesis. And if they can correct that, I think they give themselves a fighting opportunity to have a good record and continue to go deeper into the playoffs. So I think if they fix that and probably add a couple of players here and there, I think, it's a simple fix. That's what I think.
Well, we're going to find out and see what these guys are able to do. We're not sure. Like I said, I just think that they're going to have to bring in, and use some of these guys. You got guys like, I think it's Jalen Johnson, guy jumps out of the building. What happened to TLC, a guy that was a great defender? All of a sudden they disappear. He's out of rotation. So, I guess I just want to kind of see them use what they have. You're going to bring a player in here. You're going to have to find a way to maximize what that player is trying to do and how he fits in on this team. And if they can't do that, then I think that Coach Nate is on a short leash. That's all I'm going to say. He's on a short leash. The city of Atlanta has very little patience, especially since you brought the team to the Eastern Conference Final, and then the next year you kind of went way backwards. I think that people just really want to see more out of these Hawks. Speaking of more, we're going to talk more sports, but we're going to concentrate on football. I know everybody on social media say, where's the football talk? Just hang tight. We'll take a quick little break.
Before we take a break and go to football, can I just say one thing quickly?
Sure, go ahead.
Can we just talk about how gorgeous Tyrone Poole's mother is? Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys follow Tyrone on social media, but Tyrone, your mother is beautiful. She's gorgeous. I said, oh my goodness, look at Mama Poole. So I just had to say that. I love the picture that you posted. I saw some of the video that you guys did, but my goodness, your mom is so gorgeous.
Thank you, Tree. I appreciate that. For those real quick, I know we're going to break, but I appreciate that, Tree. But my mom is 70 years old, and we did a workout together. So she did everything I did, the arm curls, the shoulder press, and the bent over, stiff-legged deadlifts, going down, touching your toes and coming all the way back up. So, I enjoyed it. I was still competitive. I said, no, I can't let my mom beat me. 7 years old. No. So
Well, you know what they say, bro. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. So certainly it's in the DNA, bro. If you work out and you looking good past your post career, then it's only fitting that Mama Pool does the same thing. So big kudos, big shout out to her, and Tree, big shout for looking out. I have to find it myself and take a peek. But yeah, man, it doesn't surprise me at all. All right, guys, keep it locked right here. Will be more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just one momento. Keep it locked right here, please. Thank you.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
Well, big shout out to my man, JB Smooth. Appreciate my man for jumping in there and joining us. Well, speaking of jumping in and joining us, when we be talking football, especially our Atlanta Falcons, we bring in the expert. He is the embedded sports writer for AJC Sports for the Atlanta Falcons. He has covered these guys for years, does a great job. He's always right in the middle of it, does a great podcast now, and also you can find him on his blog as well. But more importantly, he's now a professor and Esquire Park Salons. The one and only D. Orlando Ledbetter. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Reverend Simmons, for having me back. And hello to Tyrone and Ms. Tree Dolman. Thanks for having me, Reverend.
Yes, sir. Good to see you back. Good to see you back. We're going to get right to it. We're going to let the panel pepper you with questions because we done been through the draft. We're getting ready for the OTAs and rookie camps. So, Tyrone, we'll go ladies first. Tree, you have some questions for Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter about the new Falcons.
Definitely. So, D-Led, with everything that's going on with the training camps coming up, what's been the big talk of the Falcons and what are they most looking forward from these rookies?
Well, the number one is the Drake London, the number one overall pick. He fractured his right ankle 7 months ago. So, how does he look? How does he look? How can he run and so forth? That's the big one. And then the quarterback, Desmond Ridder. He dropped to the third round because of accuracy issues. So we're going to see how accurate he is at rookie minicamp this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then all the other young men that they drafted, some local kids from Atlanta, Cedar Grove High, Justin Schaefer and D'Angelo Malone are cousins, John Fitzpatrick from Marist. Just want to see if the rookies can come in and, maybe give you a boost in some of your depth areas. Other big one is Troy Anderson, the linebacker from Montana State that they picked over Nakobe Dean. So everybody wants to get their eyes on him, see what the Falcons saw in this kid that made them select him over the Dick Butkus Award winner. So got a lot of issues, a lot of things we want to see at the rookie minicamp this weekend.
Tyrone, your questions or thoughts from Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter and them Falcons.
D-Led. Do you think there would be any type of pressure on Coach Smith going into from the OTAs into training camp into the season? Do you think there's any type of pressure on him based off of the expectations? Arthur Blank, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is not filling up. Is there any type of pressure on Coach Smith to really turn this thing around right now? And OTA's coming up.
I don't think so, Tyrone. He's kind of got a blank slate here now. He doesn't have a quarterback. He doesn't have any money. He's got a bunch of rookies and a bunch of veterans on one-year contracts. So, nobody's really expecting him to do much. So he's walking around saying they're not rebuilding while they're rebuilding. So folks with good common sense know what's going on. From a marketing and a business standpoint, you can't really say you're rebuilding and tanking for next year. So you got to talk about competing and retooling and fighting and all those things. So I don't think there's any pressure on him because nobody's expecting them to do much, especially after they were beat by 146 points, the second highest point differential in the league last year.
Yeah. Let me ask my last question. I'm gonna give it to back to Tree or to Jonathan. Okay, the NFL got their schedule out, right? Okay, just talk about the home games. I want you to give a prediction. We'll put you on the spot right now, D-Man.
Got it, yeah.
At home, they got the Saints, the Buccaneers, Carolina. Of course, those are the games in the division. They got the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Browns, the Steelers, Chargers, and the Bears come to town.
Yeah, no doubt. I only got them winning 2 games, Tyrone, flat out. One of them is Carolina, and one's the Bears. And there are going to be 6 other games that they're in. I don't have them in the Arizona game, the LA game, or maybe they could play with Seattle. They're in there. We don't know who the quarterback's in, but I mean it's clear. They're not in the Tampa game. They're not in either one of those games. So it's pretty clear that the best they're gonna be able to do is 8-9. So last year they were able to pull some of them games out. But they're gonna probably only be favored in 2 games. I mean, Marcus Mariota's your starting quarterback. He went 29 and 32. The offensive line is the same. About the only way they're gonna improve it is with German Affetti at right tackle and Drew Dahlman at center, and then maybe you find something at left guard. So that's the same line that couldn't block for Mike Davis and got him cut. Now all of a sudden they're going to be blocking same line that gave up 40 sacks last year. So you can't scheme. You can scheme a lot of stuff, Tyrone, and you know this. You can't scheme blocking. You got to you can block or you can't. And so they ignored the blocking. They're going to just keep beating their head against the wall with the blocking, bringing in, guys retreads from other teams, Wilkerson, Fetty, Gossett, guys that, they played in the league and not at a high level. So, with their blocking being what it is, I don't know how you can expect much more than somewhere between, the absolute best would be 8-9, given this schedule.
Well, it is. So we already answered the question, Todd, about London moving okay. Let's say doing pretty good. Now, of course, we always rely on Todd for some humor. He's throwing some shade. He says he believes that Coach Smith can go 4-13 for the next 7 years. So we're not quite sure about that. Here's the thing. I mean, for me, everybody watch this program. I'm a big Desmond Ridder fan. I felt that the young man, unlike some of the other guys, with the exception of the young man out of Pittsburgh, Pickett, he played against big-time competition, played against Notre Dame, played against Ohio State, played against Georgia, played against Alabama, and to me, acquitted himself fairly well in those games. Now, especially in the Georgia game and Alabama game, did he put up big numbers? He didn't. But the one thing he didn't do, except for the one fumble in the Alabama game, he didn't turn the ball over. He missed a couple open guys, but I had no turnovers, and he's at least a mobile quarterback. He's not a runner, but he's a mobile quarterback. So for me, I like the Ridder pick. The other thing, too, is you got to figure they picked this guy because he's kind of a Marcus Mariota type. They don't have to do a lot to have, 2 playbooks or anything. So I like Ridder. I think you might see him at some point during the season. I also like Mariota. I think if the guy doesn't get injured, he gives you a fighting chance as well. So I kind of like what they did. D-Led, tell me a little bit about this kid from Montana State. Now, I'm going to say something really crazy here. And everybody's going to start laughing. When I see him, the way he kind of moves, and Tyrone was trying to instruct me watching the film that maybe I'm not watching it correctly, but it seems like the kid's got good side-to-side movement. And if he's as mentally sharp, the name that came to my mind, and again, I know it sounds crazy, is Luke Kuechly. Do you think that this guy with the right coaching could ever get near to that type of linebacker, as far as not maybe an all-pro, obviously, but his ability to tackle and ability to go side to side?
Reverend, I don't see that. I see straight ahead speed. You had the fast 4.42, and I happen to know, where Luke Kuechly comes from and the St. X program out of Cincinnati. They teach them early out in Ohio how to hit, wrap, and lift. I don't know how much hit, wrapping, and lifting he's been doing out in Montana. Given the fact that he played so many different positions, won titles, state titles, and a small state, his instincts I don't know what they are. He was a quarterback a sophomore year in college, so I don't see a Luke Kuechly comparison there. I'm thinking more a poor man's Brian Urlacher, who was a safety in college, and moved up to linebacker. It took him a little while, but he turned into a mighty fine Hall of Fame football player. So, I see the explosion, but I don't see the instincts that are going to be required to cover backs out of the backfield, that cover tight ends out of up the field and so forth, and then come down and lay some force in that run game.
I've asked D-Leg 2 questions, one at running back and one at quarterback. Running back, who do you see as the starter day one running the ball for the Falcons?
I see Damian. I would start Damian Williamson, but I could see Damian Williams, but I could see Cordarrelle starting too, or them putting both of them on the field. The rookie's got to learn how to pass protect. You can't leave him out there yet. That's his big thing. But he was highly productive at BYU. But I see Cordarrelle or Damian Williams as your starting running back.
A quarterback question. Can we expect to see Desmond Ridder start at some point during the season? Or do you think they basically just going to let him take a year to absorb what the NFL has to offer?
They would like to, but given Marcus Mariota's mentality and history, it suggests that at some point he's going to get hurt or tap out. So the kid's going to have to get ready to play. Things start going sideways for the Falcons. Mariota's history is that it's not going to go too well, and the kid's going to have to play. So I'm counting on seeing the kid playing here this season.
Let's go to social media. Of course, Todd always with some shots. He said that the young man out of Montana State was a good farmer. I'm thinking, well, bro, if he can throw some cows, he might be able to throw some people. And he also asked D-Led, why are we drafting out of Ferris State? What
Division II champs. You're not drafting out of Ferris State. You're signing people as undrafted free agents out of Ferris State. And don't hate on Ferris State. My uncle played basketball up there. It's up in Michigan.
I was just about to say, Ferris State is in Michigan.
Yeah, they better. Yeah, my uncle Fred, God rest his soul, shot ball up at Ferris State.
Hey, I don't know, D. I'm seeing a lot of nepotism here, man. They got a cat that went to the same school as your uncle. You got a guy that they picked that, he was the head coach, son from where the head coach comes from now. I hear about Desmond Ridder that the offensive coordinator was played at Cincinnati, had a bobblehead doll when they came. I mean, it seemed to be like a lot of you got 2 or 3 guys from hometown Atlanta. Don't be wrong, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just seems like, from a person being critical, are they trying to build a family or a football team?
Well, you got to do both. Tyrone knows that locker room's got to be tight, you want to. The brotherhood was real when the brotherhood was winning. Everybody was all behind them. Then when they started losing, the brotherhood was all of a sudden a problem. So, they gotta go out there and fight with each other on Sundays, fight for each other. And the games are always tough and close. So you need that family bond. We do got some cousins, D'Angelo Malone and Justin Schaefer, who were drafted to Cedar Grove crew. I talked to Coach Jimmy Smith this week. He's out in Arkansas now coaching the running backs, but that was their coach at Cedar Grove. We'll hear from him this week in the podcast and in a Sunday story. So yeah, you got to have that family, Reverend, and we'll see how it works out as they try to build a team. Terry Fontenot said, "We're going to go wherever the players are. We're going to find them, and once we get them in here, it don't matter how you got here, but you got to compete once you get in here." So we'll see if that actually is the case. They felt that they're kind of taking shots at the old regime, saying that they were a little bit partial to their own draft picks and so forth, and there wasn't any real true competition. So we'll hold them to that too. We'll see how many people really come in here and compete and earn jobs.
Yeah, they talked a lot about entitlement. I heard that word tossed about too last year. So we'll see. But now Todd thinks that we should just go to the prison house and start drafting some folks and see what we can get. But at the end of the day, it's like this, Todd. I know that you like to kind of throw some shade in the Falcons, but I do think that if these guys pan out, it'll be great. And as far as the answer to that question you said before, D-Let, about the guys picking the best guys wherever they're from, it's still, I guess it did pick 2 Georgia guys in the late rounds, but I'm still flabbergasted at how you can be down the road from the national championship team and somehow only find just 2 of their players in the last 2 rounds to be qualified to help you rebuild your team. I'm not quite sure what they're looking at, as you alluded to earlier, to get a guy from Montana State that's played, offense, and you pass up Nakobe Dean. So I'm not. I'm just baffled. I don't even know what to say. I'm just.
Let me ask D-Led this question. Playing this game for over 12 years, and even though I played defense, I think a good offense, and Coach Smith is an offensive-minded guy. Yes, they love to run the ball, but the run game is only as good as the pass game. And if you don't have someone who can take the top off the defense, then what you're going to start seeing defenses do, they're going to start playing cover 3 on you, and they're going to roll that safety down to whichever side you're trying to run to, play you with zone because they're not fearing that you can throw the ball deep. Do the Falcons have anybody? Because I don't see London as that guy that you just say take off and run deep, take the top off of the defense, open up the run game, let's play action. Do the Falcons have anybody that can take the top off the defense if needed?
Yeah, Tyrone, it's not London because me and Coach fought about. He didn't want to tell me it's 40-yard dash time. Talking about it was an insider secret or trade secret. And I Googled it and it came up. So it wasn't that much of an insider trade secret. So I called my guy and got it pretty quick. But he's not the guy. The 2 people they have are Alameda Zacchaeus and Demir Bird. Them are speed guys. And if the Falcon fans remember, Demir Bird was a guy running deep against Oliver in Arizona 2 years ago when they played Kyler Murray his rookie year when Kyler Murray ate him alive. Demir Bird was a guy running past everybody. He's a little small guy, been around a lot, but he can take the top off, and so can Zacchaeus. So when you're throwing all those in routes to Kyle Pitts in London, they'll sneak Zacchaeus or Bird down the field on you, and the Cincinnati kid can get the ball out. He can get it up the field. So can Mariota. Just throwing 9 routes. That's they got the arm strength. Got some quarterbacks with some arm strength that can run a little bit. So I told folks that the Reverend was going to be happy with 3 mobile quarterbacks on the roster right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and listen, and that's D-Led. You know me. I'm like you. I want to see the guy pass the ball, but all I need from the quarterback is if you got a bad line and you're 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, that you have just enough speed to move the chain. I'm not looking for you to do Michael Vick. I'm not trying to have you do, Lamar Jackson. I just need you to be able to keep the play alive because I do think that this team is going to be very efficient on offense. I think you're going to see him run the ball with. You might even see him go 3 tight ends. They got some beef. They got the kid out of Georgia. They drafted another kid, I guess, who was a tight end, who they actually might try to make him an offensive tackle. As you pointed out, man. So, I think they're going to try to run the ball and kind of move the ball slowly but surely downfield. When you got to pick up a first down, when it's 3rd and 6, you throw a jump ball or a contested ball to a London. or two, possibly a cow pitch. You can't double team both of them. And I think that's what we're going to try to do. I don't know how exciting it's going to be, but I think it might be enough to kind of, make them a decent team. All right, let's go one last time to social media. Todd says, got one more question. Do you think this team has improved enough in the offseason to make the playoffs?
No, it hasn't. It has improved, even if you just look at the depth chart. Secondaries are better. I don't know about the front. I don't know about the O-line, and the schedule's tougher. So that's a no. They have improved, but not enough to make a jump from the second lowest deficit scoring team in the league to the playoffs. They got a lot more work to do.
All right, we're going to go to an early prediction. It's always fun for me. Last year, evidently, I was off. The numbers were
but who
inverted.
hit it right on the head?
All right, Miss Tree. There you go.
Yeah, the beautiful lady did it again. There we go.
Tree.
All right. So since you won it last year, Tree, why don't you make your early prognostication to how many games our Falcons may squeeze out in the 2022 season?
Whew. This one's a tough one. I think I'm going to go 6-11.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I need to do a little more research. I need to see a little more, but right now I'm going to go 6-11.
Okay.
Final answer.
Mr. Tyrone Poole, what do you think the record for the Falcons may be in 2022?
Man. Man, this is I don't think they win more than probably 7 games, man. I give them 7 because, in the NFL, anything can happen. Guys can get injured, but, they got the Cardinals, like I said, the 49ers, the Browns, the Steelers. The Steelers are always tough regardless of whoever they got. The Chargers. Then they got the Ravens on the road, the Bengals on the road, the Rams on the road, Seattle, the Washington Commanders. Yeah, I say about 7 games, and that's being generous.
Wow. Okay. Well, hold on a second. I'm gonna go to D. Orlando Ledbetter. Let me just pop this on the screen so everybody else can see it first. Oh, I didn't mean that, but anyway, my bad typing here. D. Orlando Ledbetter, what do you think? Falcons record in 2022?
I got them going 4-13. 4-13. They're gonna win those 2 I told y'all about, and they're not gonna win all them close games with field goals at the end like they did last year. These teams a little bit better than that. They're going 0-4 against the AFC North, and 0-4 against the NFC West. Maybe they'll win one of those, but yeah. And then you got 4 losses in the division, so yeah, that's 11 right there. They might play well, but this team they didn't improve enough in the line areas to I don't still see the pass rush. I don't see the blocking. It's just gonna be tough sledding until they get some better players in here across the board.
And I'm being generous on mine because I'm banking that the last 4 games of the season, that's when teams kind of like chill a little bit, get ready for the playoffs. So some of them teams that they're playing, those are going to be gimme games. So so I'm giving generously that they're going to be playing instead of trying to make the playoffs, and they really trying to rest their players because of a long season. So they may squeeze 1 or 2 towards the end of the season.
I'm being generous too because I really was thinking they would win like 4 or 5. So I really like D-Led's prediction. But Jonathan, I want to hear yours. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going right to the gusto again. I'm putting myself out there. Falcons 9-8.
Oh, what? Wait a minute. Wait. Put your forehead. No, are you okay, Jonathan?
I'm putting the shades on. I'm putting the shades on right now. 9-8.
9-8.
9-8. Y'all gonna write down.
Put your shades on. Hey, he put his shades on.
Yeah, we going 9-8, baby. We going 9-8.
And they purple. And they purple. The purple. Are they purple?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it again. Falcons go 9-8. That's what the minister is saying. And I'm
You
going
may
to be
not want to
praying.
say it too many times.
I'm going to have to be praying a long time for that too, boy. 9 wins. But yeah, I'm going to put myself out there. 9-8 for the Falcons. I think that that Mr. Pitts is going to take the next step up, and I think that him and Mr. London are going to, do some damage there. And I think that, again, with a mobile quarterback, they'll be able to move the chains just enough. The Falcons are going to win some close games. 9-8 for now.
They'll be making a statue of Coach Arthur Smith this year.
And it'll be right next to him. I'll be like
Marcus
what's his
Mariota.
name? And me. I'm gonna do like Dan Cathy did when I went to a West Side Future Fund. He laid hands on Kasim, said, "Hey, but I'm gonna do that's gonna have a picture of the minister like this and me the little card 9-8. I'm praying over the team because we're gonna need all of that."
Riddle, he's going to come in and have a Dan Marino 1984 season if the Falcons going to get to 9-8. Man, I just don't see that happen.
I don't think anybody sees that happen except for Jonathan.
That'd be awesome. That'd be fun to cover because then Coach Smith be talking all kinds of smack to us then.
Oh yeah, man, dude, he'd be D-Led, he'd be no more good, bro. And please don't let the defense somehow get in like the top 15. Dean Pease, I don't know if they let you in no more, D-Led. Yeah, you be true, bro. But listen, I would tell you something. I would have a good time even if they get to 8 and 9, because that would mean that they have enough games, even 7 and 10, like they were last year. There were enough games to at least keep your interest. So I'm looking for them to go 9-8. I know it's a big stretch. I think the number's probably going to be like Tree says 6 and 11 or 7 and 10, somewhere in that window. But I don't think they're going to be tanking. Yeah, I don't. They're already putting that stuff out. No.
6 and 11 is pushing it.
Yeah, Coach won't let that happen.
I think that defense is going to spend a lot of time on the football field this year.
Wow.
Defense is going to be on the field. You can't win games when your defense is tired, believe me.
Right.
Defense wins championships.
Well, y'all gonna hit all the.
It's the first time I see Miss Tree since the Lions took Aiden Hutchinson. I know she's been all full of herself the last couple of weeks, guys.
D-Led, I don't know. Listen, when we said we were going to talk about a draft, I thought that the screen was going to like leap off my computer. Man, she had her gear on.
I sure did.
She had her pretty face real close. The hair just tossed. Oh yeah, we got our guy. So I was like, okay, seriously, bro. Yeah, it must see TV, no doubt.
We got D-Led on here. We asked a question last week. Who wins more games, Jacksonville or Detroit this year?
Ooh, Jacksonville's made a lot of moves. I like Coach Dan though. I'm going with Jacksonville because they got the quarterback.
Oh, Tree.
Well, you know I'm going with Detroit. I think Detroit is going to win more games than Jacksonville.
Okay, well, good luck there.
Taylor said, "Good luck."
Let's not forget, though, we were close last year. We just had a lot of games that we lost within the last 30 seconds of the game by field goals and things that you just can't make up that only happen with our team. Detroit be lucky to win 3, whatever, Todd. So I'm definitely going with Detroit winning more games than Jacksonville, but we'll see. But I'm so happy that we got Aiden Hutchinson. I'm so glad you brought that up because I've been grinning from ear to ear. I had on my Detroit Lions gear, and I'm excited. I can't wait. One pride.
Well, awesome.
Go ahead, D-Les.
I said that's awesome. They got running backs, Swift and Jamal, and they got to add some more weapons, and they add a lot of defense, is what I understood. The Pasquale kid, along with Hutchinson, should help them a lot on defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays anywhere near even at 90% of what he played at Michigan, man, that guy was a beast. I mean, he had kind of the perfect combination, the motor, and he can bring it. I mean, he seemed to have all the moves. I mean, all these guys have to be tweaked a little bit, but he seemed to be. He can go inside, go outside. He looked like he had a bad disposition, which I think every pass rusher needs. So, yeah, he's gonna do some work. He's gonna do some work.
And I do know this, Reverend. When the Lions open up at Ford Field, guess who's gonna be there? Them Lion fans. They're gonna be there
Oh, yeah.
That's
Sleet or snow, they're gonna be there packed, and they're not like Atlanta fans that gotta wait for them to start winning again. The Detroit Lions fans gonna be up in there playing that cat scratch fever and all that Teddy Nugent stuff, man, getting ready for some ball.
That's right.
Well, I think the reason why the Falcons messed up, I think that I mean, I know that the PSLs, but that to me was kind of took some of the steam out of it because you lost a lot of those fans that would come because they were Falcons fans. I mean, I think that's a big problem. Social media one more time before we wrap it up here. Mr. Todd, what's he saying? I can put my regular glasses on. He says,
What?
He said he had one good game versus Ohio State. He had 7 sacks. Well, look, that was the only drawback. D-Led, you remember that was the only thing that they said about him, that he had a bulk of his sacks like in a cluster like 2 or 3 games.
Right.
So that was kind of the only negative. But other than that, bro, no, Todd, you all bait, but that guy got a motor, bro.
Yeah, I watched the Georgia game again. He didn't get any sacks, but the receivers were wide open. The Georgia receivers run downfield wide open. There was no time to get to the quarterback, and he did blow up a screen on the sideline. So I was even hard on him, like, well, if he was all that, he didn't get to the quarterback in the Georgia game, but he didn't get to the quarterback because the Georgia receivers, the tight ends, and James Cook, they were just streaming downfield wide open. The coverage was so bad that he couldn't get there.
Like I said, it's going to be an interesting season next season. We'll look to see what the Falcons and the rest of the NFL do. And you know how we do it. If we're going to do that, we're going to bring back the main members of D. Orlando Ledbetter. So we're going to start with him. As you know, every time we wrap up our show, we want to make sure that people can find out more about you, follow you on social. My producer got way too excited.
Well, here for my exit, I'm gonna go out in style here today.
Woo!
He got the fedora on, baby. Yes, indeed. You got the fedora on.
Clean.
Yes, sir.
Clean.
Yes, sir. Well,
All
hey,
right,
Bradley,
sir.
thanks for having me. You can find me on Twitter at DOrlandoAJC, on Instagram at DOrlandoLed, on our AJC.com website for all of your Atlanta Falcons news. Thanks for following me on Twitter, and thanks for listening to the Bowtie Chronicles podcast. Thanks for having me.
We got the whole situation. We got the fedora, we got the bow tie, and we got the Omega Sci-Fi. D. Orlando Ledbetter. Thank you, sir. See you next week.
Hey, next week I gotta get D-Leg to bark. I gotta hear his bark, man. I gotta hear his Q-Dog bark now.
Well, speaking of that, we're gonna do some little bit of barking because we're gonna let you close out as well. Tyrone Poole,
38
the floor is yours.
Tyrone Poole 38 on social media.
There we go, guys. Until next time. Thank you, Tyrone. We're gonna go to Miss Tree Dolman. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Again, this is Brain Cancer Awareness Month, so you can do our brain cancer bracelet giveaway, and that's at shopgogreatforacure.org. Then also we are going to have a virtual 5K that you can participate with, but you can find me on all social media and find out all about the great things that we're doing for life-saving brain cancer research at It's Latresa, as well as Ms. America International 2021.
There you go. All right, everybody. You know me. Took myself out. There I am. There we go. Yes, I'm a real live minister. You can certainly contact and follow me right here on the show. Here it is right here. You can send me an email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or you also can just reach me on the cell, 678-410-9833. Remember, follow us on social media. You can follow the show at Real Talk Sports 7, or you can follow me personally at Minister J Sim on all social media platforms. Well, guys, before I get off here, I'd like to ask you the same thing. Do you know the Lord? If you do not know the Lord, I'm asking you, and please telling you, ma'am, sir, get to know him today by having a relationship with his son, Jesus Christ. Why? Because he loves you. Nobody loves you like Jesus. Not your mom, not your auntie, not your bae, not your boo, not your BFF. Nobody loves you like Jesus. Why? Because he made you, and he came here and died for you. But more importantly, if you repent of your sins and believe that he came here, died for you, and rose from the dead, 2 marvelous things happen. Number 1, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number 2, you become an adopted child of God with all the rights therein. That means that you now can go to the creator of the universe and call him Dad. Ask him for anything that you need or desire, and according to his will, he will grant it to you. And the other cool thing is when you die, you get to go to that great place called heaven where there's none of the following: no pain, no pandemic, no bad people, no protests, no pandemics or sickness. You never die, and you get to be and see God face to face. And all those people that love you, your aunties and grandmoms, all the people that really inspired you, who also are believers. And you avoid that nasty place called hell, where all the things that are in heaven won't be in hell. So it's going to be dark, it's going to be dreary, it's going to be painful. And most of all, you'll be cut off from God, Jesus Christ, and all the loved ones forever and a day. I don't know about you, but I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, until the next time when we get to see you again, we say simply, God bless you and have a great rest of your evening or day, whichever you got. So long.